Hello, welcome. Today's Apple II game is Station 5. This is a game that I've actually covered before. The very first Let's Play video that I put up on my channel was of this game. That was years ago. Now that I have a better microphone and maybe better speaking ability, I wanted to give it another chance and cover it again. So this is sort of an arcadey score attack sort of game with some very unique mechanics and theming. I find it pretty clever. Prologue. In 1995, set in the future from this game's perspective, the Lunar Operations Council started up Project Moonbase. Soon afterward, 5 twin reactor generating stations were operating on the lunar surface. Unfortunately, a series of meteor storms destroyed 4 of the stations in the first year. And now the radar indicates another storm rapidly approaching Station 5. You radio an alert to the transmission site, to the transporter room, and to the orbiting relay station. Those are the other 3 levels in the game. There are 4 levels. This is the first one that we're looking at now. Then you grab the controls and stare at your monitor as the first meteors streak across the starry sky. So a demo will play here if I let it, and explain each level in turn. Let's actually just play instead of doing that. Alright, so 3 difficulty settings. Let's start with moderate. So first level. Goal here is to let the reactors generate power. The counter at the bottom indicates how much power has been generated. Each meteor that falls will close one of the vents. The more vents are closed, the more power is being generated. I can jump on each one to open it, or to close it. So you kind of decide how much risk you want to take. This is the maximum number of things closed at a time. It goes pretty fast, so it doesn't give me much chance to talk. A couple of things have happened. A meteor landed on a closed vent, which causes it to leave a meteor fragment behind. I should have started on easy. This goes a little too fast to really explain. Anyway, jump at the meteor, jump at it again, and shield goes up. So you don't have to worry about falling meteors for a little while. You can just jump around, do whatever you want with the vents, and you're invincible for a short period of time. So the basic strategy here is to keep just enough vents closed that you generate the maximum or close to the maximum amount of power, but don't let them all close. If I let all of the vents, or more vents close than this, before I'm at 20 megaunits, megaunit is the first 2 digits of the power number down at the bottom, then the level ends. It's a failure if it's, if it's less than 20, you fail the level. If it's 20 or more, you go on to the next level. So that's one way to end a level. Meteor Storm gets a lot more aggressive right after you die for some reason. So I'm just going to play like this, keep it at maximum capacity for as long as I can. Try not to lose any more robots. Oops. Alright, getting lots of good meteor hits for a shield. Now, when a meteor fragment is created, you'll notice these vents can no longer be opened, so those are just permanently closed. So I can't open them anymore, but a meteor falling there will create another fragment and let me power up the shields again. Now, interestingly, there's some risk-reward in this level that affects the rest of the game. The more power that's generated here, the longer I have to spend on levels 2 and 4. Oh, well, guess I'm getting out with 40. Level 3 is a little different, but levels 2 and 4 involve moving the power around. So here, run around and collect pieces of those to build transmitters to move the power to the orbiting relay station. Watch out for the guns shooting the things that rise up. And watch out for that guy. So an additional little bit of risk you can take here is if you allow the Homer, that thing, to get fried by one of the guns, it actually generates additional power for you. So if you if you can get out of level 1 with 99 mega units maximum, but you can get more here if you want to. Let's see if I can make it happen. There we go. Extra power. And you don't have to worry about the Homer. But as a trade-off, you have to spend longer in the level. I'm just going to build all of these as quickly as I can. If you really want to maximize your score, you'd spend as much time as possible here, shooting lots of these guys, but that can take a very long time. Once I've built 7 of these, I think, they just transmit continuously until a level ends. Can I get this? No, not quite. Is it 5 or 7? I think it's 7, but it might be 5. No, it's 7. Missed it. Oh, that was risky. For some reason you move a lot faster on the y-axis than on the x-axis. I don't know why that is exactly. Probably just has to do with the animation that it plays for hopping around. Here we go, here's an opportunity. Got another one. Alright, last tower going up now. So nothing else to collect. Those just go. Ion formations come more frequently. It sort of alternates, like it'll go slow, then it'll speed up. Yeah, now it's going faster. So to sort of avoid, zap the homers if you want to. Or just wait and let the level end. So I've already generated 20 additional mega units. I think it's 5 per homer, probably. So I've zapped 4 of them. Can't get the bottom guns to shoot them for some reason. Ah, I missed it. Oh well. 3, 2, 1. Level complete. Alright, transporter room's a little different from the other two. It's much, or other 3. It's much shorter. All I have to do is push all these things down. Watch out for the toggler guy. And then the level will be over. If I go too slowly, a different form of Homer comes. And it might happen here, because I'm having trouble getting these last few. Yep. Okay, I shouldn't have just stood there. While I'm dead and waiting for a new robot, of course, he's undoing all of my work. Alright, are you gonna just... no. He has sort of a predictable pattern, but kinda doesn't. Now the transmission site, this is where power gets sent to Earth. This one's perhaps the most complicated level. You fly around freely in space, using the fuel gauge down there in orange, and pick up these pieces that the supply ship is dropping off to repair the transmitter horns. Watch out for the space junk, and satellites, and meteors, and all the stuff that's flying around. If fuel runs low... whoa! Also don't get hit by the power. That'll kill you too. If fuel runs low, you can refuel there. If I run out of fuel, I can no longer propel myself, but I'll just fly and bounce around freely. If I happen to land at a fuel station after that happens, then I'll refuel, but otherwise I just don't have any control. Those meteors really like to take out the parts that are coming in. Am I safe here? Yeah, just barely. So once again, each one of those that happens transmits 1 mega unit. So you have to get through all your power in order to complete the level. The more of those things that are fully repaired at a time, the faster it goes. So you don't have any incentive to stick around. You just want to get through this as quick as possible. Refuel. I think I'm always safe on the fuel pads. But of course I have to leave them to get to the spare parts. Yeah. And it only uses fuel when you're actually thrusting. So if you're just free-floating, you're not consuming anything. Whoa! Now why would you do that? Alright, I want to refuel before I get this part. Those meteors definitely aim very specifically. Sometimes they'll just fly in some random place, but most of the time they're either aiming at you, or a spare part on the ground, or some part of the transmitter horn that it wants to break. So everything's kind of out to get you. Whoa! It's pretty rare that you have all three of these things running at a time. Usually just one or two, and you're scrambling to repair the others. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I could only keep that up for so long. So it seems like in all of the levels, dying gives you sort of a short relief period, but also lets the environment kind of screw up your progress. I guess in the first level you're perfectly safe because of the shield, but all the others, it's like that. Hey, all three, for a moment. Something I really love about this game is just how unique it is. It's just really unusual in its theme. Like, there aren't a lot of games about, you know, power generation and infrastructure. And it manages to keep it interesting, you know, it's in space, it's weird and unusual, but mechanically works really well. This is a very noisy level. Don't touch the supply ship. That'll kill you just like everything else. Whoa! Oops. Oh man, last robot. Okay, so that's the end of that game. I get a rank for the number of levels I've gotten out of, also adjusted by the difficulty, and a level for how much power has been transmitted or done whatever with it on the appropriate level. So Foreman level 45 is what happens if you get to level 4 and die there with 45 mega units transferred. Let me try cranking the skill setting up to 3, and then just trying to get all the way through, get through as quickly as possible with just 20 mega units, and see if I can get through all 4 levels like that. So I'm going to play kind of a lower risk game here. Meteors are moving much faster on the highest difficulty, so I don't get a lot of time to react. I need to plan how I'm going to have the vents, and where I'm going to be in relation to the meteors. Alright, I'm up to 6. Has to be at least 20. Hitboxes are a little funny. Meteors in the tile above you will usually kill you. Alright, shield again. Generate some more. Good. I usually want to be at least down 2 here, if that makes sense, when I'm going for a meteor fragment, because usually they'll strike and just close the vents on their own. On advanced, I rarely let it run at full capacity if the shields are not up, because the meteors just come too fast for that to be practical. Alright, things are looking pretty good here. I think this will get me all the way there. I'm just going to do this, and then this. Oh, wait! Right, the number changes based on the difficulty setting. I forgot. 20 is not enough for advanced. Let's try that again. So, operator level 20. I think it gives you a boost of like 1 rank for 1 rank for moderate, 2 ranks for advanced. So I start as an operator on advanced. Oops! Alright, let's try this again. I should be able to get away with 30. There we go. I'm not sure if it's 30 or 25, but it's apparently not 20. Alright, let's just do this as quick as possible. Try not to zap any homers so that I won't get any extra power to make level 4 slower. Ooh, they move fast. Yikes. Oh, I got one. Oops. Oh well. Oh, I thought that might be... Okay, yeah, it's a consistent number that are zapped before one of those shows up. I never count, though. Maybe I should. Oh! I wasn't expecting that one at all. Alright, so that's the first robot down. Let's try and keep all the rest for level 4, because that's where you can die a lot. I thought that might have been. Alright, let's get this done quick during the safe period. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have... Oh, that was risky. But it worked. Cool. Alright, one more tower. It gets real fast and chaotic on advanced. It's a lot of fun, actually. I usually play on moderate. Oops, I fried another one. Didn't mean to. Yeah, moderate is usually my difficulty setting of choice. Easy is just too slow. Advanced gets a little too hectic sometimes. Moderate seems the most balanced. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. I'm not sure what changes here. I assume the toggler just goes quicker. Oh yeah, he goes super quick. Yikes. This is going to be a problem. Or not. Oh, I almost had it. I could have let him get me out of the level. There we go. Okay, how much do I have to transfer? Is it 35? 40. Those meteors waste no time. It's funny how those are perfectly intact before I arrive. Then as soon as I'm here, they're all gone. So this seems less changed than the other levels. I assume the meteors are just like a lot more aggressive or something. Those satellites or whatever they are flying around seem more aggressive. They're definitely spawning more frequently. But those are not the most hazardous thing here, so that's fine. Aw, come on now. Don't be there. That meteor was definitely targeting me. Whoa! Aw, really? Now that one's gone too. Well, I'm more than a fourth of the way there, at least. But I'm not currently making any progress. Ah, you just destroyed my thingy. Okay. One is repaired. This one's about to be... maybe? Cool. So you just have to be on the pad where the spare part is to put it in place. It might be more interesting if you had to actually pick it up and go to the transmitter horn to put it on, but I think this level is complicated enough as it is. Okay, 2 are functioning. For a moment at least. Oh, stop that. You're just targeting that specifically because it's... these meteors are very rude. Okay, I'm low on fuel, and where... Oops. No, I'll get a chance to refuel now. Halfway point. Neat. I don't want that thing to crash into... Oh, I don't get a choice, though. It looked almost like that supply ship... Whoa. Oh, that was cool. It, as I was putting that piece onto the transmitter... oh, man! It actually shielded me from the space junk floating around. That probably shouldn't have happened, but it was nice that it did. Yeah, this level's hard. No, 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 no. Aw, really? Alright, well that's the end of that game. Engineer, level 27. That's cool. Apparently I did this once. I don't know how exactly it's remembered that. This was a fresh... Wasn't this a fresh download? Maybe I'm using the same... Anyway, yeah, so if you get out of level 4, it loops back around to level 1. Yeah, so that's Station 5. Super fun game. Just to show what it's like, let's go to skill setting 1. So meteors go super slow. Everything's just a lot less aggressive. And you get fewer points. Oh, well, that was... I did not play that very well. Anyway, so super cool game. It's sort of just unusual theming and mechanics are what really make it stand out to me. I wish there were more games that sort of were just as unique as this. Anyway, yeah, so this one still super fun. Level 4 is a little chaotic, but the rest of them are balanced pretty well, I would say. Anyway, yeah, that's Station 5. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you for the next game.